There's a lot of people out there who want you to believe that hustling is the way to make mega success in business. And I think they are dead wrong, but not for the reasons that you think, because it makes sense, right? The more you work, the more you create results. The more clients you get, the more customers you get, the bigger your list is, the more you do in business. The problem with that much hustling nonstop is your brain stops functioning. Truly, science proves that it is impossible for us to truly focus on a task for more than 4 to 6 hours in a day. That means in an entire day of 24 hours, you only have 4 to 6 hours of really solid, amazing brain power time. Now, most people still can't even do 4 to 6 hours because this is a practiced skill. That means if you're working 18-hour days, most of that time is spent on mundane minutia, stuff that actually isn't moving your business forward. So if you keep thinking you have to hustle, work harder, do more, actually that is counterproductive to creating the results that you want. And this is why I am such a huge fan of the philosophy of creating success on your terms, because most business owners I know are not interested in just hustling 18 hours a day. I mean, come on, that leaves you no time for family or friends or fun or TV. I mean, it doesn't give you time to do anything if all you're doing is hustling. And most people I know want to have a life as well, right? We want to have a life and enjoy ourselves, and our business is supposed to support that. So if you're hustling 18 hours a day, I want you to really pay attention. Is your brain working those 18 hours a day, or are you finding yourself distracted or tired or having trouble concentrating? It's probably because hustling is not the way. And the reason I wanted to post this for you today, the day before Thanksgiving, is because yesterday I noticed something about myself. I noticed I was getting impatient, I was getting frustrated, and I was getting really intolerant of my husband. Now, my husband is a very kind man, and he was wanting me to do something, and I was kind of getting short. And I realized, oh, that's the sign that I've just pushed myself a little bit too hard. You see, because tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and then it's the day after Thanksgiving, and then it's a weekend, and I want nothing to do with work or my computer or social media or my email for those 4 days. So I've been pushing in a little bit extra, getting a few things done and crossed off my list before we went into the weekend. And that's really what I wanted to do. But I noticed yesterday that I was not being the kind of person that I want to show up and be, especially when it comes to how I treat my husband. I thought, this is my sign that I'm pushing too hard. So maybe you're not bought into the fact that you can only work for 4 to 6 hours a day. Maybe you think you have superpowers. Science proves you wrong. But maybe you think you have superpowers, that you can do it better than anyone else. But I want to ask you, how else do you show up in your life when you work that hard? Are you the kind, generous, thoughtful, giving person, or do you get short, impatient, frustrated, agitated, irritated? Do you drink an extra glass of wine? Do you have an extra box of chocolates? Do you go for that pint of ice cream? Notice if your hustling is actually backfiring in some of these other ways. I certainly see this a lot among my colleagues and peers. I see people turning to other ways to satiate themselves, not just through food, but maybe over exercising or other things. And this is because they are simply hustling too much. The cool thing is, if you instead decide these are my limits and I am only going to work, say, 6 hours a day, that's usually about my limit of how much I'm going to work, and you make those a hard stop, then what you do is you start to see all the things you don't have to be doing, or that are wasting your time, or that you could delegate or you could put off to later, and you instead say, how can I maximize what only my brain can do doing these 4 to 6 hours? You get more productive, you have better results, you're in a better mood, and you get to enjoy the rest of your life as well. So you're not just spending all of this time hustling, because what's the point of building a business that takes 18 hours a day if you can't enjoy the rest of your life? You might as well go back to a job. Okay. okay? So here's my message for you as we in the US head into an extra long weekend. Notice, is hustling, if you're hustling, really paying off? Now, yes, there are a lot of people out there who could stand to work a little bit harder, but I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those of you who have just been working way too darn hard. And I want you to know it's not serving you. You know it's not serving you, and there is a better way. So stop listening to those people saying you've got to work 18 hours a day to create what you want. It's totally BS. All right, now I'm off to go enjoy 4 days of not working. I hope you as well, except maybe you've decided that these 4 days are about getting a whole lot done. That's awesome, as long as you're doing it from a place of wanting to, as opposed to just you should. All right, have a good one, and I will see you back on Monday.